Hello, Scorpio. Thank you very much for tuning into your love read. Nope, your general read. For the main part of the read, I'm using the Daily Tarot by Renata Lechner. For the supportive oracle cards, the magical spell cards by Lucy Cavendish. I already shuffled. Let's see what we have. You do have a bit of earth here in the center. I'm really feeling like you're putting things in order. I feel like you have to. Okay, I see this down here. Because I'm feeling a little aggravated and I'm wondering why, but I'm seeing what you're going to be dealing with in a moment, and I think that's why. But you're handling it well, so there's definitely some aggravation coming. You're putting things in order. You're handling it well, but let's get into it. The Two of Cups is how you're coming into this whole situation. Now, I feel like this is kind of like devotion to somebody or something. In the sense of like, if it's a job, this is a job you do well, that means a lot to you. You take a lot of pride in doing what you do. You have high quality in what you do, and you're aware of that. And you enjoy this, if that's what this is. For a lot of you, I feel like this is like either a significant other or it's a family member, more than likely a family member, which could be a significant other, I get that. A friend is possible, but I'm not really connecting with that. Definitely somebody you're dealing with who means a lot to you, that you have a very established relationship with. They look out for you. You feel like they look out for you. They have your best interest at heart. You have their best interest at heart. They mean a lot to you. This is somebody you care about deeply. Again, if it's the job thing, it's because you really, you do really well at it. You take a lot of pride in it, as you should. But I feel a lot of you, it's kind of like a family member, just to be honest. Take it with a grain of salt, however it's hitting with you. All right, now, this is something you've been... This person that you're working with, something... See, I feel like something is going a little... Like something... There's a new factor. There's a new factor is what I'm getting. I feel like that makes best... That looks best to me. There's a new factor in this situation. So no matter what category you're going, work, friend, family, significant other, it could be friend, it could be, but there's a new factor coming in. And I feel like a lot of you, it's a family member, and I feel like it's like a new person they're dealing with. And is it coming into their life? Feels like it's a new person coming into their life. Now I feel like you're getting to know this person. This person, like the person you're connected with, already means the world to you. You already love them. They mean a lot to you. You're there for them. They're there for you. Blah, 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 blah. You're meeting this person. It's starting off slow, but I'm getting this Page of Pentacles. Because I feel like the way this, even when it first starts, it's making things a little bit out of control. Things don't feel like it feels like this new person is throwing off the balance a little bit. Now, when I'm seeing this Page of Pentacles here, I'm getting like right from the get-go, you seem to be like getting a hold of those reins. Like if it's a horse, if you're like a horse-drawn carriage person and you're like, you're getting a hold of it. You're nipping it in the bud, sort of. I feel like it's a little harsh, but you're getting a hold of the situation. It's not taking a lot of control at the moment, but you're getting a hold of it right at the very beginning. The thing is, when you do this, I feel like it's just your instinct to get a hold of the situation and keep it under control, or try to. I feel like you're second guessing yourself. And I'm getting the Emperor here on your side. You're very conscious that you don't want to bully the situation. You don't want to be controlling. Like you don't want to control somebody. You just want to make sure the situation is okay. You want to make sure the situation is going to thrive and flourish the way it should. You're not looking to control anybody. You're very careful. You don't want to overstep your bounds. you're trying to be very diplomatic, but in a very like you don't want to like you're not looking to BS anybody. You know what I mean? You don't want to blow smoke up somebody's butt. You're not looking to do that. But you don't want to overstep your bounds. You still want to keep the situation under control, but you don't want to be false about it. So it's this is taking a bit of balancing because it's not easy. I don't feel like this is easy. And you're second guessing yourself. You're like, oh, I don't want to cause problems, but I can't let this get out of control. And I'm not gonna give some line of BS. I'm just not gonna do it. I don't want to. I don't want to. Good. So you got a lot of control here. The Emperor has a lot of control and looks at the situation as a whole. You're not even going to that part. I don't feel like you're worried about if you like this person or not. You know who you do like. You know who you do care about, and that's where you're going at. You're like, all right, the person I do care about likes this person. I'm gonna make this work. I'm not even gonna get into whether I like them or not. Not an issue. I know who I do like. I'm gonna make sure this works out. Looking at the whole picture here. We're good? We're good. All right, now what's going on here on the other side? And you got is that the 5? Yep, 5 of Wands. There's discord here. This can go so many different directions. Things are not going as they should be. I'm getting the other person you're used to dealing with. This new factor that's come in is throwing things right off. Things are just not going the way they normally do. It's making things really difficult for this person. But I feel like you're also kind of like, you're trying to keep control of the situation best you can, but I feel like you're stepping back and you're kind of like, this new factor is your new factor, and I got to let you get control of it. I feel like you're letting them deal with their own chaos. They got this new factor going on. They need to. I feel like you're looking at it like you don't want to overstep your bounds. You don't want to tell them what to do. You're just kind of like holding your breath a little bit and like, all right, it's kind of going a little nuts over there. Let's try to rein it in. You're not really saying it to them, but you're thinking it to yourself is what I'm getting. You're still keeping control of what you can. You're being careful not to overstep your bounds. You're doing what you can to keep the situation sane. But it's not going well. It's not going well, is what I'm getting. And what I'm getting is like it seems to not gain its footing. This other person just seems to not be able to gain their footing. Whatever this new factor is, be it a person or whatever is going on there, they're not able to really get their footing. That's when you go from the Page up into the Knight of Pentacles, because I feel like you do step it up. You do get involved. You do push in a little harder, noticeably harder, because they're losing their grip. And it's just, the ship is going to sink if you don't get in there and patch up some holes. That's how I'm looking at it. You didn't want to do this, and you're not about overstepping your bounds, but at this point, it's not about overstepping your bounds. It's like, the ship's going to sink if I don't patch these holes, so let me just step in here and do it. And you step forward. That romance card is telling me this other person is very thankful. I feel like you held off just as long as you needed to, and you made an impression. You were letting them do it themselves, but they were failing. I feel like they were failing. I don't know. I don't mean that to sound harsh, but that's how it feels, that they were failing. And you saved their butts, and they know it, and they're thankful for it. So that's why you got the romance. Like, they're thankful that you're helping them. They need you to help them. They need you to help them. Sometimes people need help. This is one of those situations. Now, and the sun comes in right at that point. That's great. That's you. You're the sunshine. Isn't that great? Now, the thing is, when this happens, you're seeing this as the Knight of Wands. And I feel like where you're at, yeah, you saved them from it. You patched up those holes. Okay, that's great. But I feel like you're like, listen, if you can't handle this new factor, something has to change, because I can't be just living your life for you. I don't feel like you're trying to come across harsh. I feel like you're just trying to be honest and on the level with it. Just honest and on the level. The other person, I feel like they're getting the message, but it's a hard message. It's a wake-up call that they need. Because I feel like the energy next to the Knight of Wands is kind of like, listen, this time I got you through this. But this is only the first time this is happening. This is going to come around again. I just can't be running over here and helping you and saving you left and right. And I'm not trying to be mean, but if you can't handle the situation the way it is, then something's got to give here. I can't be the one. I can't be just constantly saving you. I don't mind that I did it this time. I love you, so it's my pleasure to help you, but I can't live your life for you. And if that's what's going to happen, is like every time you fall in between the cracks, I'm running over to pick you up. That's me living your life for you, and we can't have that. And you're not trying to be harsh. I just want to be fair and give you a heads up. I feel like it's going to come across harsh. It's a wake-up call to this other person, but it's needed. It has to happen that way is what I'm getting. Because what comes of that, because you're telling them that, you have to. There's no way around it is what I'm getting. You're not trying to be mean, and I just feel like I need to stress that. You're trying to come off very nicely is what I'm getting, but it's a harsh message, and it needs to happen. It needs to happen. What's coming from it is this other person that had the chaos here that you saved them from. The situation, I don't know if they're abandoning it altogether, or they're changing direction because they got the world with the Ten of Swords. Like whatever it was, they couldn't handle it, and something is changing. The world is saying a whole new phase is taking place because they're accepting defeat, and it seems harsh. And I feel like this is one of those moments where life is going to defeat somebody, and just accepting that this is too much for them. I don't know if you can see that. I know I'm probably glowing really white at the moment. I'm sorry about that. It's the sun. It may be a very harsh reality, but sometimes, you know what? Everybody, sooner or later, we all have our moments where we fail. Everybody learns from their failures, but once in a while we just fail. And I feel like that's what's happening. They're failing, they're accepting it, and they're moving forward. This is face down, and they may not see it, but I'm getting there. They're letting it go. They're accepting defeat. They're moving on from this phase, whatever that means. And I feel like this might be a little bit more complicated than just letting something go. It may just flat out be releasing control to somebody else, or handing this off to somebody else in a different way, or relinquishing some control of the situation. It could take variables. It'll go one way or another. They're admitting defeat. That's the shorthand. When they do that, what they're not going to see is this was face down. After the world takes place, after this phase passes and the new phase comes in, they got the Knight of Cups. They're going to be a lot happier after they accept that defeat and go a different direction. Because I feel like they're going to, like for example, oh my gosh. If they were trying to run a 10K run and they got maybe they got 2K before you had to come with the golf cart and bail them out and give them some water. They learned from that at least. And they know what they at least can handle. So if that's the case, now they're going to start signing up for 2K runs. You know what I mean? They learned from their limitations. And you know what? At some point, maybe they can do the 10K. Maybe they can do this situation the way they want to. But it's going to take them a while to get up to that standard. So I'm getting, when they dial it back and they admit defeat, and they're like, you know what, I can't do this, and they accept that phase passing, they find another way to make what they want happen, and they take it a lot slower, and they're a lot happier. They're a lot happier. You coming in to help them was a godsend anyway. But you also telling them, listen, this isn't going to flourish the way it's going. You can't handle this. I feel like that's basically what you're going to be telling them. They accept that, and the phase moves on, but then their future is a lot better because they're accepting. Right now they have limitations. Are they permanent limitations? Are they limitations now because they have to grow more, they have to build up their stamina? They're addressing whatever it is that's holding them back, and they're feeling a lot better, and they're going to succeed later on because of this moment. Defeat usually has some type of benefit to it in the sense of learning something or growing from something, so I feel like this is going to turn out well. Are we good? Good. Alright, I'm going to wrap this up here. Thank you for watching. If you would like a personal reading from me, go ahead, shoot me an email, james4astral@gmail.com. That's James, the number 4, astral@gmail.com. Thank you.